Hey everybody, hey, it's Jor'EL here, beamed in from planet Krypton. Yes, live and direct, usually experienced as a beaming voice in the sky. That's just a joke because so many people ask me whether or not I am actually called Jor'EL. And yep, Jor'EL is my name. And for those of you that don't know, actually, Jor'EL is the father of Superman. So there's a very interesting story as to how I got named Jor'EL, and I will share that with you all on another day. But I want to say hello and welcome to the Business Booster live stream. If you're wondering who I am, what am I doing, what's my authority, I'm the person that created Cyber Celebrity Branding and created this Cyber Celebrity Branding Business Accelerator group. And this group is designed to help you to get clarity over what you need to be doing or implementing in your business that's going to help you to either go full-time in your passion-driven business, finally be able to do that, or it's going to help you to get to your next financial level. So if you've already got a coaching business, but now you want to take it to that next level, well, you are in the right place. And just to let you know that the Business Booster live stream will be going live every single Wednesday. Now, I know some of you are thinking, hold on, Jor'EL, today's Thursday. What are you talking about? Well, today I had to do it on Thursday, but going forward, it's going to be every single Wednesday. And it's going to be from 6 p.m. UK time. So that's GMT time for those of you that want to know the time when to tune in. All right, so today we are going to be looking at how you can create a signature program. That's right, how you can create a signature program that's unique to you, born out of nothing but your life story and your life experience, and of course some passions, talents and skills sprinkled in the midst. How you can create that signature program which you can sell from anywhere from 2K to 15K for. And I'm going to show you how this can be done in under an hour. That's right, this can be done in under an hour. I'm all about condensing time here. So if you want quick tips and strategies, then as I said, you are in the right place. Now, before I get into that, I just want to kind of talk about what made me want to speak on this subject, because I think it's something that new coaches and consultants get stuck on, but not just new coaches and consultants, also established coaches and consultants who are potentially working one-on-one in their coaching business, or are kind of in their coaching business, but they now want to think about, how do I start leaving a legacy? How do I start building a legacy? Something that's more than just a business. Because let's face it, once you kind of get the business going, you get it up and running, you need something more to motivate you to actually get out of bed and keep that business moving forward. And so a lot of people that I work with are like, we're tired of, just growing a business. We want to understand how you go about growing a legacy. And so that's why I wanted to talk about how you can create your very own signature program. So how I got into it, or how I decided, or how I got to my very own signature program, all stemmed from my story. And for those of you that have followed me, you probably know my story. And for those of you that are meeting me for the very first time in this group, well, I'm going to just very quickly, briefly go over it so that you can understand why and how I speak on creating your very own signature program. So going back maybe 4 to 5 years now, I was in a 9-to-5 job as an engineer, being paid handsomely well, but just not being fulfilled as a person. I didn't hate the job. Sometimes you don't hate the job, but sometimes you're just bored, right? And I feel that if you're bored, it's probably worse than actually hating something, because I believe when you hate something, at least you feel, right? You feel something. But when you're bored, you just don't feel anything, right? Now, don't forget, if you're watching this, before I continue on a replay, please let me know down below, #replay. And if you're watching this live, then also let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. We've got people all over the globe that join us for these Business Booster live streams. And so, yes, I was in this job, not fulfilling me as a person and just really being bored. And I knew it was time for me to get out of that rat race. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you work till ridiculous o'clock, then you come back home too tired to do anything else but eat, maybe sit in front of a TV mindlessly, and then go to sleep ready to do it all over again. And I just got to the point where I realized that there must be more to life. But That's the thing. When you get to the tipping point where you decide that you want to change something, the thing that usually holds us back is not knowing what the next step is. And so I had to decide, I had to work out what that next step was. And all I could think of at that moment was the internet seems to be the place to be. I was watching influencers, people on YouTube popping up, living their dream life, traveling around the world, making differences in people's lives. And I was just like, how do you get a piece of that? Not knowing what to do or how to do it. And I think the reason why I'm so keen on this subject and why I want to talk about it in this Business Booster live stream is because if I had someone that was able to give me this information when I was starting out, if they were able to simplify the process and just tell me, you know, how I could go about creating my very own signature program, then it would have cost or saved me a lot of time. It would have saved me a lot of pain, and it would have got me to where I wanted to go very, very quickly. And so essentially, I, you know, tried, dabbled, coached one-to-one, did all the usual stuff that you do as a coach. None of it was working. And it wasn't until I stepped out and said, right, I want to play a bigger game. I want to stop doing things safe. You know, now's the time where I want to actually go out there and make a difference in people's lives. And then I began to look at, well, what could I create? What would be my signature? What would make me stand out? You know, what would make me different in the world? Because that's what we're dealing with here. If you're just a coach, a business coach, or a mindset coach, or, you know, any one of those titles you want to give yourself, there's a ton of them out there. And I'm going to break it to you, like the internet, everybody's jumping on. Everyone seems to think that this coaching thing is an easy thing to do. I'm seeing lots of people with this coaching as what I call a nice have, right? So they post their coaching on social media. And, you know, when people speak to them, they talk about that on social media. But in reality, they've not been able to transition into making it a full-time business. And I'm proud to say that I've got my signature program. It's cyber celebrity branding. Elements of it I'm going to be sharing with you on the Business Booster live streams. And I've been able to transition out of a 9-to-5 job very successfully, get myself to the point where I'm making 6 figures a year and where I'm able to now transform other people's lives and help them to create their signature programs and go out there and create a difference and build a legacy in the world. So that's why it's really, really important and dear to my heart, this subject. And now what I want to do is I want to dive into this. So just bear with me. I'm going to bring up my screen and I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to do if you want to be able to create your very own signature program that you can charge anywhere from 2 to 15K for. All right, so let's do this. So let's look at where you are now, all right? Maybe you are struggling to charge what you are worth, a classic coaching problem. People jumping into the industry, starting off with big ambitions, you know, starting off with the high ticket mark, and then, you know, they don't get any validation. And so before you know it, they're now charging 500. Then before you know it, it goes down to 100. And then before you know it, they're doing like £60 per hour. And, you know, if you're really serious about transitioning out of your day job into this full time, you need to be bringing in a significant amount of money in order to make that vision a reality. And so what you want to do is be able to create a high ticket program, something you can charge 2K or above for, in order for you to be able to go full time and make it viable. Maybe you're sick of being a tire kicker for someone else. You're tired of doing that day job day in and day out for a boss that underappreciates you, for a team that's working against you, and you know now you need to leave the hustle and step out and start really moving into your destiny and your calling. Maybe you're suffering from imposter syndrome. So you started, or you're running your coaching business, but you just feel like you don't have enough, right? You feel like, oh, there's other people out there that's better than you. You know, you're doubting your abilities as a coach. Maybe you're new to coaching, right? And so you're thinking, the quickest way for me to do this is just jump in and do it one-to-one. Just start teaching people. I love this comment. Everyone talks about, let me get my feet wet. The amount of times I hear that, if I got $1 for every time someone said to me, let me get my feet wet, I would be a multi-billionaire by now, right? It's what whoever's teaching this, I fundamentally disagree with it. If you're going to do anything, think about it. If you're leaving your 9-to-5 job to go into your passion-driven business full time, right? This is your opportunity to create the life that you want. Why would you leave one trap to then create another trap? It makes no sense to me, and that's why it boils my blood, right? Maybe you're tired of building a business and want to build a legacy. Come on now, everyone's building businesses, everyone's entrepreneurial, right? But what is it that you want to stand out in the world for? That's what you've got to think about. What do you want to leave behind? Are you creating something which you will be at the forefront now, but it's also something that those coming up behind you will want to pick up the baton and run with it as well? That's what I'm talking about, creating a real legacy, creating something that you're known for in the world and creating massive change. You know, the Tony Robbins, the Daniel Garcias, all of these people who have gone out and made a difference and have created their signature programs that now loads and loads of people are getting transformations and changing and transforming their lives because of them. Maybe you're run rugged, constantly trying to reinvent the wheel. I call it the Mary Kay yard sale, right? Because it's like every minute I see these coaches, I go onto people's stories, you know, I look at people's posts and I'm seeing people's constantly reinventing the wheel. 1 minute they're doing this program, next minute they're doing another program, 2 minutes later they've got a sale going on, 3 minutes later they're doing this, and it just seems tireless. I mean, it looks impressive, right? Don't get me wrong. Well, actually it's not impressive because people are getting confused. They really don't know what it is that you stand for. So if you're doing it, stop it. But it must be exhausting for you, right? Absolutely exhausting. Why do you need to constantly reinvent the wheel? Do you want me to tell you why? The reason is because you haven't invented something concrete in the beginning, okay? You haven't created something which makes you stand out. You haven't created something which you can feel confident that no one else can rival you, because no one else can do what you do. And what that means is you haven't created your very own signature program. But if you're sticking around, by the end of this process, or by the end of this business booster stream, you're going to know exactly how you go about doing that. Or maybe you are starting out on your coaching one-on-one. I've already talked about why I think that's a really bad idea. I'm not going to go into that, but if you are coaching one-on-one, then you need to get yourself a pad, a pen, get that cool beverage, okay, and take notes, because you need to switch into a signature group format if you're really going to build that lifestyle freedom that you want to achieve. Okay, so where do you want to be? You know, maybe you want to be feeling absolutely confident in your abilities as a coach and a consultant. Who doesn't want to be able to just stand up and feel so confident anytime they're asked to present, anytime they're asked to speak, to just be able to own that stage and be able to give their best 100% of the time? When you know your subject, when you have a signature program, okay, that people are paying you 2K to 15K for, that gives you confidence in your abilities as a coach. Let me tell you that, because if you're struggling right now with your confidence, with imposter syndrome, it is because you have not validated your offer. You are not charging what you're worth. You're dropping your prices every single minute. You're struggling to get clients. And so no wonder you don't feel confident in yourself. So we need to switch that around. So stick around, because that will be answered by the end of this. And maybe you're feeling like maybe you're feeling like you're making a real difference in your world and your community, and that's what you really want to do, right? You want to go out there and make a real difference in your world, or even in your community. Let's get this clear, guys, okay? We've talked about cyber celebrity branding, but it's not about being in the spotlight, right? It's not about being a celebrity in the traditional sense. For me, cyber celebrity branding is honoring the new celebrities in the globe, and that's people like you and I, people that have real life solutions to real life problems. We are the movers and shakers, right? But for so long, we've been held back. The gatekeepers have told us you can't be on TV, you can't be on billboards, you can't be in newspapers. They raise the prices so high that we can't even think about spreading our message far and wide. But guess what? The internet came and shifted that. And so now, if you're like me, whenever I have a problem, the first thing I do is go to Google. Who here Googles? Comment below at Google, right? Google is our new best friend. And when I Google, who pops up? I'm not seeing Oprah regularly. I'm not seeing Ellen DeGeneres regularly. I'm not seeing Beyonce regularly. When I have a problem, a real life problem, and I Google it, I see real life people with real life solutions to real life problems popping up and answering that, whether that be on a Facebook, whether that be on a YouTube video, whether that be on Instagram. We are the movers and shakers, guys, and us as coaches, especially so, because we're so transformation driven. that I want to celebrate us, okay? And that's what cyber celebrity branding is about. Okay, maybe you no longer want to be struggling to get clients. You know, maybe you want to know that you've got a steady stream of clients coming into your business, you've got a predictable income coming into your business, and that you are able to rely on your business, you know, that it can pay the bills and more, you know, that it can take you on those 3 or 4 holidays that you wish for a year, you know, that it can pay for, you know, your children to go to private school, whatever your dreams or ambitions are for your loved ones. Well, maybe you don't want to be struggling to get clients anymore and you want to start being able to provide in a way that you truly want to provide for them. Maybe you want to be known and to stand for something, right? You want to know that you stand for a difference in the world, okay? You know that you want to stand for a legacy in the world. You know that you want to stand for more than just being a business owner, more than just being a coach, more than just being an advice sharing professional. You want to stand for something in the globe. Or maybe you want to, you know, finally in your business, be in it full time and living that freedom lifestyle you have always talked about. Yeah, we do a lot of talking. How many of you are talking about your dreams? How many of you are envisaging your dreams? How many of you are getting lost on that daydream, right? Thinking about what life could be like while you're stuck behind a desk doing what you absolutely loathe, or just being bored out of your mind? Or how many of you are dreaming about how big your coaching business is, but never know the right steps to take it there? But maybe you want to stop and be able to have the ability to spend money whenever and however you like, right? You want to be at a place where you stop having to be sensible with money. You know, how many times do you can afford things, right? But how many times do you have to think twice before you get that new car, or before you think about buying that new house, or before you you know, think about just buying yourself something nice? How many times does someone have to be you know, compromise, right? Your kids not be able to get the pair of shoes they want because you're thinking, well, it's a waste of money. Maybe you want to be in that situation where you don't have to be sensible with money. Yeah, you can just buy what you want when you want to and live that life. Maybe you want to be able to lavish your friends and loved ones with nice things and not have to think about it. Yeah, going on again, why do you have to think? Why should there be a choice between this and this? Why not be able to have them both? All right, and maybe you want to finally prove to your loved ones that you were right not to give up. How many people have got naysayers in their life? Those people that are telling you right now that you need to give up on this dream. You know, that you need to stay in your 9-to-5 job. You need to focus on that, but give up your passion or your dream, what you know you've been called to do. And how many of you are just hanging on in there? You know, you may have a couple of clients, but you're still having to put in the hours in a day job, and you're thinking about, you know, when can this be a success? When can I let it go and move into it full time? But you've got someone telling you no. You know, maybe a partner, a spouse, whoever it is that are saying to you, no, you've got to be sensible. We've got to keep a roof over our head. You've got to make sure that the children are going to private school. We've got to keep all of these things above board. And so as a result, you're going in and sacrificing your soul. Doesn't it feel like a soul suck sometimes when you're going in and you're doing things that are just boring, or you're doing things that you absolutely hate? And how many of you want to finally prove them wrong? You know, to say, right, this is why I didn't give up, because now we've got that lifestyle. Everything I told you and everything I said to you, well, here's the proof of that pudding. It's now successful, and now you're benefiting from it. You know, and to see their frown go into one of those beaming smiles, how would that make you feel inside? You know, how would that make them feel as well? Because, you know, they have your good intentions at heart. They also have the bigger picture at heart, right? And they can see that if you try and carelessly leave your 9-to-5 and focus on a business that you haven't been able to grow, well, then everybody suffers from that. But it doesn't mean that they're wishing you bad. But the moment that they can see that it's viable, well, then they're right in your corner championing your success, right? So it's going to help to build better relationships between you and your loved ones per se. All right, so we know where you are, okay? We know where you want to be, okay? So the question is, how do you get there? And the key to getting there, the key to making all of this happen, it's not only is it the foundational piece, but if you have already started in your business, the key to taking it to that next level and building yourself a legacy is to create your very own signature program. Now, creating a signature program can often sound very difficult because you're thinking, how do I start? What do I need to do? How do I begin to put it together? I speak to so many people who are just not valuing their skills, right? They're not valuing their skills because they're just things that they do. Yeah, they haven't been to university to study them, right? They don't have a diploma which tells them that they are certified to go out and teach this. And so what happens is we undervalue ourselves, right? And we make things complicated. We think we have to change or shift the wheel. We're waiting for this big, bright, shining idea. Well, let me tell you guys, it really doesn't exist. Okay, so let me break it down. Let's cut the fat. Let's get to it. Let's be real about this. If you're wanting to create a signature program you can charge 2 to 15K for, you need just a couple of ingredients. And this is probably write down moments for you right now. So get a pen out, write it down. All you need, okay, to create this program is your life experience. Yes, the good times, the bad times, the ups, the downs, the bits that you've locked in the closet that you never wanted to talk about again, you know, that new chapter that you drew the line in the sand and never to revisit the past again. Well, actually, this is going to be an opportunity, a great healing moment for you to recognize, okay, that you can turn all of that negative energy into something that's so positive, energy that's going to transform your life, an energy that's going to transform your potential client's life. I bet you never heard or thought I'd be saying that, right? So you need your story. You also, within the story, you need to understand your life lessons. What are those nuggets, those wisdom, knowledge bombs that you have that have shifted your life and that can condense someone's time or ability to get to where they want to be. And then in the midst of that, you need your passions, your talents, and your skills. And then what I like to do with those things to get your signature program is we chuck it into, imagine chucking fruit into a blender. We hit that switch, it blends it all up, and you end up with this amazing smoothie, right? A really nice, nutritious smoothie. Well, that's exactly what happens when you chuck your life story, your life lessons, and your passions, talents, and skills into a pot. It gives you the ability to create a signature program that is so unique. You only have to create it once. You no longer are in competition with anyone. You become that big fish in a small pond because this is a program that belongs distinctively to you and no one else. No matter how much they try, unless you franchise it to them, which is another part of having a signature program. I've got clients who franchise their models out to other people who love their program so much, and they pay them high ticket to be a part of the franchise. And as a result, they can go out and make transformation in the world as well. So this is another added benefit to creating your signature program. All right, so the key is, those are your ingredients. And the process is so simple. When I take you through this process, what I'm going to do, you're going to be like, no way. In fact, I know some of you may fall like I might catch you sleeping on it, meaning that you don't actually take action. Remember, this program's not going to be born unless you take action, guys, right? So what I'm going to take you through right now is the process that if you literally, after this session, sit down, get yourself a good old pad and paper. For those of you that are digital minded, I will allow you to use your PC or your tablet. Some of you, I might even allow you to use your cell phone. I don't care, whatever it is, but I'm trying to show you how simple it is. I want you to apply what I'm saying to you in this session. And if you apply these steps, you will create your very own signature program, which you can charge 2 to 15K for. You can use as the foundation to create your legacy, and you can either use it to go full-time in your passion-driven business, or you can use it to hit your next financial goal. Okay, so who's ready, right? Who's salivating? Put in the comments below, ready, salivating. Let me know how you're feeling about this, even if you're watching it on the replay. Okay, who's ready to know these amazing steps? All right, let's dive straight in. So step number 1 is chart your story. Okay, I want you to go back to your very earliest memory, as far back as you can remember. And I want you to think about the highs and the lows that were happening in that period of your life. If you can remember it, it usually means that something significant happened at that time, okay? So I want you to go through first off, and I want you to chart, this happened to me at that age. This happened to me at the age of 10. This happened to me at the age of 12, at the age of 13. This happened to me at the age of 15. And just chart all those light bulb moments that happened in your life. And they don't need to be really significant things, but it's just things where you realize that your life shifted or something changed, okay? Whether it's good or it's bad, there was a change, all right? And the reason why we are charting these highlights of our life is because we want to then discover where the pain points are specifically in our lives, okay? What was it that was painful at the age of, 5, or what was it at the painful at the age of 15, or whenever it is at the age of 20 or at the age of 30? We want to chart those painful times. And then what we want to do is think about, okay, that was where I was, and that was the pain that I was discovering. That's the pain that I've been going through. You want to now recognize, how did you move from that pain to where you are right now, okay, where you're flourishing, you've got ideas to share, you're ready to go and start your coaching program or take it to the next level. What did you do? Okay, what did you do to get from here up to here, right? Because all of those steps you took in between are your life lessons. And they are the things that you are qualified to teach. And if you don't believe me, well, I'm going to give you that stamp of approval. Yeah, you've come to the Cyber Celebrity Business master's degree. Okay, so you've got the qualification now. All right, those life lessons are the things that you're taking for granted are the things that you can teach. Okay, and each one may seem insignificant on their own, but when you package them together and then you give it a good mix around and you put it in a particular order, that becomes the birth of a fantastic signature program, right? Because what we have to recognize is there's nothing new under the sun. Absolutely nothing new under the sun. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. Work with what you have and then think about how you can package that up. And it could be things like, yoga. Maybe you did some yoga. Maybe you said positive affirmations to yourself. I don't know, maybe you went and did a training course where you learned how to set up a business. And so now you've got some skills where you can teach others to grow their own business. Whatever it may be, begin to package them up and get it down on a piece of paper. Once you've done that, you want to then simplify the process, because now you'll find that you've got loads of things. Maybe you've got up to 100 things brain dumped onto a piece of paper. So what we want to do is simplify them. So what do I mean? Well, for example, if you've got something on your sheet that says yoga, and then you've got something on your sheet which talks about, I don't know, strength and conditioning. These may be things that you did to, get your body into shape, which you can now share with other people. Then what you will want to do is bunch those up into a category called exercise, right? Maybe you did some things around the voice, right? So you maybe have breathing as one of the things, or you may have like vocal exercises or something like that. You want to package that up, and maybe you can package it up to voice, yeah? So that it's categories. And what you want is, you want these categories to be easy categories for people to identify what it is that you do, right? So that when they see it, they kind of get an understanding of a clear pathway. We don't need to make it too complicated at this particular point. All right, then you want to organize these steps, okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, now you've got your 3 or 4 or 5 high-level categories because you've packaged things up together. You then want to think, right, if I was reading a book, or if this was a book, what order do these steps need to go in? What's the very first thing that someone needs to do? Okay, that's the first chapter in the book. What's the next thing that someone needs to do? Okay, that's the second chapter in the book. What's the third thing, the fourth thing, the fifth thing? Here's a little tip, guys. Don't get carried away. Your signature program should not be more than 3 or 9 steps. Okay, anywhere in between 3 and 9 is perfect. Anywhere past that point, and then it's getting a bit too convoluted, a bit too over the top, right? So you need to probably do some more chunking down, or chunking up, shall I say. Then the next thing that you want to do, once you've put that in the order, is that for each and every step, you want to name them. Okay, so now you know what they are. What you should have is, okay, this is exercise. And when I'm teaching people about exercise, I'm going to share with them some stuff from yoga. I'm going to share some stuff from strength and conditioning. I'm going to share some stuff from Tai Chi. I'm going to share some stuff from Feldenkrais, whatever the plethora, the mix that you've got going on here. You're going to have those underneath. And what you want to do is create a name for that process, that formula that's going to help them to achieve that exercise module. Okay, so we know it's exercise, and to help you to achieve the exercise part of this system, I have a special formula, which is the Boost Your Body in 60 Days multiplier. And that would be the name of what the formula that you use to help people when they get to the exercise part of your program. All right, good. So then once you've done that, you want to then think of a name, okay? You want to think of a catchy name that almost talks to your legacy that you want to create in the world, okay? So I call mine cyber celebrity branding, okay? And that's because the legacy that I want to create is I want to celebrate the new cyber celebs, people like you, real life people with real life answers to real life problems, okay? As I said, it's not about flashing lights and being, you know, that traditional celebrity, because I'm reinventing the wheel. I'm now creating cyber celebrities, people who have got the tools right now to turn their knowledge and know-how into something that they can share with other people, right? So that's the name that I came up with mine. So you need to find yours. What's going to be that lasting name, that name that's going to be like your brand? You know, like Batman's signal that shoots off into the air and everyone knows that it's Batman's coming to kick butt. You need to, that's what your kind of name has to be for you, okay? So think about what your legacy needs to be, and then create a name around that so that everything that you've created so far in your signature program sits under that banner, under the name for your brand. And then once you've done this, you want to go out and design it, okay? You want to go out there and put it on a piece of paper, on a PDF, on a PowerPoint presentation in a way that you can share it with other people, okay? So that when people are coming onto a sales call with you, they can actually see that you have a process, you have a signature way of doing something, which sets you apart from the competition. How many of you have been on a sales call and someone's told you that they've got some other people that they need to check out, right? You don't have that problem when you have a proper signature program. And the reason why is because there's no one else to check out really, right? Your program is your program. There's nothing they can compare it to because it's born out of you and your life experience. They're never going to be able to find this program in somebody else's program. And so that gives you the ability to handle that objection, right? But if you've got this just stuck in your head, there's no proof of it anywhere, they're not going to listen to you, right? And they're going to keep sticking with the objection and you're going to end up losing the sale. So this is how you kind of use your signature program to really handle objections and to show people why what you have is like nobody else's out there, right? And that's fundamentally very, very important. Why do you think, okay, that a iPhone, a physical product, is easier to sell than information? Have you ever thought about that? Why is something that people can actually touch, something tangible that someone can touch, you know, the latest iPhone that someone can touch, why is that is easier to sell than the transformational information that you have inside your head? The reason why is because someone can touch it, right? They can feel it. They can get instant gratification from it. They can see it. They can read it. They can understand it. Yeah. And that's what you need to be doing for your clients when they come onto your program, right? You need to be breaking down your signature program and designing your signature program in a way that they can actually see their life journey, right? They need to see the journey that they're going on. If they can't see the journey and you're relying on them to create a picture in their mind, well, you're losing a massive percentage of your audience, because not everybody is audio. Yeah, not everyone processes from audio alone. Some people need visuals. And so it's important that you design this signature program so that you can use it to show people the journey you're going to take them on. All right, so guys, I have thoroughly enjoyed this process, this business booster session that I've had with you. I'm going to be wrapping it up now, but what I wanted to say is, look, if you are in the stage right now where you are currently in your day job, you're dabbling, okay? You've got your day job alongside your passion-driven business, and you know that this is the year. I mean, I know you said it last year and the year before and the year before, but shh, we don't need to tell anyone. You know that this is the year, which 2021 is the year where you want to go into it full time, and you know you need support and guidance to do that. Maybe you don't have your own signature program and you've loved what I've said here, but you need some help to being able to do that. Or maybe you're currently in your coaching business right now and you've been stuck at a particular point. Maybe, you know, you're stuck at the 4K mark trying to get clients in and you can't seem to hit that great milestone of 10K per month, and you want to understand how you can do that and scale beyond. Then I would love to have a conversation with you, okay? I would love to invite you to a business booster call where we can look at what's going wrong in your business right now. We can look at where you want to go. And I can also share with you, you know, what I'm currently doing and what's working for me and my clients. And if you think it's a great fit, then we can talk about how you can work together. But ultimately, this is going to be your opportunity to get some advice from someone that's in the game, someone that's doing well at what I'm doing right now, someone that can see the pitfalls and help you to identify those pitfalls. You know, an external pair of eyes, because sometimes we're just too close to what's going on in our business to actually make it work. Then I would love to offer you the opportunity to come on the call. And all you have to do is drop in the comments below, I'm ready. Okay, if you just drop I'm ready in the comments below, then I will follow up with you, or someone from my team will follow up with you, and we'll look at getting you onto one of those sessions, absolutely free of charge. So you've absolutely got nothing to lose, okay? If you've been stuck, if you know that you've been stuck, right, you know that you need to be moving in a stronger direction, right? You've been dabbling yourself, you've been trying to make it happen and it's just not working. If you know that you are stuck, then don't miss out on this opportunity, okay? This opportunity to have someone have a conversation with you to help you to diagnose what's going wrong in your business. All right, guys, so I've absolutely loved sharing this knowledge and this information with you. I wish wherever you are in the world that you're having a great time. I want to wish you every success as you go forward growing your business. And don't forget that I'll be here next week, Wednesday at 6 p.m, where I'll be doing this Business Booster live stream. If you're looking to find quick and easy ways to implement in your business to take you to the next level, then keep it locked and loaded here, because you are in the right place. So I will see you next week. Take care.